Now, when you went to Wheelersburg High School,
Yes.
how did you first hear about the job, and just kind of describe that process?
It's a long story, but I'll do my best to short.
Okay.
Actually, I was my last year at Reitz was Coach Hart's first year. Great experience. Coach Hart came in. We had a great run there. Went 10-4. Got beat in the semi-state by Ben Davis that year. I felt like our kids overachieved all year. We had a great group of kids, and Coach Hart coming in his first year did a great job with our kids, and they bought into the system quickly. And so after that year, my wife and I had talked about, with my daughter being so young at that point, I think she was probably 3 or 4 at that time. We felt like if we were going to go for a head coaching job, that was a good time to do it after having such a good year and everything. And the fact that I had gained some experience from Coach Hart and Coach Gaddis, I felt like it was a good time to do it after being the defensive coordinator that last year with Coach Hart, and also working as a coordinator and special teams coordinator with Coach Gaddis. So I actually had applied at some places in Indiana, had actually a couple of interviews. Actually had a second interview lined up at a school called Knox High School in northern Indiana, KNOX. And actually was in my back bedroom in our where our computer was one night. My wife came back and said, "Hey, what about Florida?" Because she likes the warm weather. And I said, "Well, I really don't want to go to Florida." And she said, "What about Ohio?" Because she knew I'd played football in Ohio. And I said, "Yeah, Ohio's got good football. That'd be great." So I got on the internet that night, as a matter of fact, on the Ohio coach's website, looked up the job openings on there. There were, I don't know, 5 to 8 job openings listed on there. Emailed a few of those places. One of them happened to be Wheelersburg. The principal at Wheelersburg emailed me back and said, "Send me a 1-page letter about yourself and what you've been doing for the last 10 years at Reitz." And I emailed him. One thing led to another. The superintendent called me, talked to me for about a half hour on the phone, basically saying, "What the heck are you wanting to come to Wheelersburg, Ohio from Evansville and all this stuff?" And I said I wanted to be a head coach, and it was a great situation that I from all getting on the internet one night and looking into a great situation, because it is a great tradition-rich school like Evansville Reitz. Wheelersburg had gone. They sent me a brochure when I applied for the job that Wheelersburg had gone 35 straight years without a regular losing season record, which is unbelievable. They won the state in 1989, had several undefeated seasons, and in Ohio you have to qualify for the playoffs. So they had qualified several times for the playoffs, and I was fortunate enough to get the job and get a good staff, young staff together, great guys that work well with the kids, and I was there now for 6 years. This was going on my 6th year, and had pretty, what we felt like was good success against a really tough schedule. I think most people in Wheelersburg would tell you that probably over the last 5 years we've played probably one of the toughest schedules in Wheelersburg history in terms of that 5-year stretch.
I saw somebody commenting about wanting to drop Ironton from the schedule.
Oh, well, Ironton is a team that we always start off with. The first game of the year, a great tradition-rich, like Wheelersburg, tradition-rich football program. Ironton has won 2 or 3 state championships. Their coach had won over 300 games. He's a legend. His name's Bob Lutz. And the Wheelersburg Ironton series was actually canceled back in I believe the 70s for a while, and we picked it. This couple coaches before me picked it back up, and they're a great school right on the Ohio River, like Wheelersburg. Another school in that tradition, in terms of big tradition rivals, would be Portsmouth High School, just down the road from us. So I feel like we played a great schedule the last 5 years against some great competition, and we were lucky enough to win our conference 4 out of 6 years, and make the playoffs 4 out of 6 years, and do some stuff in the playoffs. So it's been a great learning situation, great community that it was really tough to leave, but I also knew that there's only one bowl. So, one West Side, one bowl, and I loved, my experience here for 10 years, and my family. My brother lives here, my wife's whole family lives here, so that was a big pull back here. My biggest concern is, caring about the players, having coaches that are on staff that care about them and making them good young men.